And I'm back, am I? Back from the future? I should be now broadcasting again live on YouTube and Ustream. Too many U's. Although often it's not you these days, you know. It's all big corporate, you know, network and affiliates and all that sort of crap, you know. People don't just shoot video and edit themselves. Got a whole team, production team, and it's good and bad. There's still plenty of people out there doing it themselves. So that's awesome. All right, I'm not sure if I have the right chat window. So I am going to live show. Here we go. Now we're talking. 21 people watching. Okay. Pop out chat. Here we go. Now we're talking. This was the old chat window. Don't want the old chat window. We now have people chatting. There you go. Ta-da! I'm up. Forty-three people have come back. There you go. Good on ya. I don't know. What are we going to do? Am I just going to answer questions or something? Perhaps? I don't know. Shoot the breeze. Whatever. If you're watching and you miss the draw, well, you missed the draw. It was a separate video. It's already done and dusted. That was half an hour ago. And if you got the time zone wrong, too bad. I put a link to dateandtime.com. You can't complain. But there will be people, you know, there always are. It's incredible. Like, I think I saw on the chat window before, somebody said, oh, why were there multiple names in the thing? Well, you had to watch the stream from the start. And I said that in the forum. I always say something somewhere. And people don't see it. Even if I make a video about something, I post it on the blog website, I post it on Twitter, I post it, it automatically goes to the video automatically goes to Facebook. So even if you're following me there, I go to the forum, I post it. If I post something, an announcement everywhere, in all the channels that I can possibly be followed on, people still go, oh, I didn't see it. Well, too bad. Sweden says hi. G'day, Anno. Norway. Wow. That time clock link was fantastic. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I found it in the bush. It was an art thing. And yeah, just in the middle of the bush, there was this time machine. It was awesome. Can I say Bob's your uncle? Bob's your uncle. And for those who want to know, yes, Bob is actually my uncle. I do have an Uncle Bob. Or I did. Sadly, he's not with us anymore. But yeah, up until 2 years ago, I had an Uncle Bob. I still have an Uncle Bob. He's just not here anymore, sadly. So yes, it's as strain as you can get. Strain. No worries. Bob's your uncle. Hi from Germany. I think it's like 2 a.m. in Germany, isn't it? 1 a.m. Austria, where there's no kangaroos. How many nationalities watch my channel? Good question. Almost every country on the planet. Like, how many countries are there? Like, is there like 160 countries? I can guarantee you it's any country that's got internet, I will at least get some views from it, guaranteed. And I can go into the YouTube stats and everything and have a look and actually do a reverse sort. I think I can, or do I have to scroll through 20 pages of countries and get right down to the bottom? And yeah, there's like 5 views from one country, you know, one little island nation somewhere, you know, but there'll be views. So I guarantee every nation. Where does the saying "the old dart" come from? Other Australians I've asked have never heard it. Well, they're not real Australians if they haven't heard the old dart. I don't know the origins of the term. Sorry, it probably dates back to World War One or something like that. A lot of Australian terms do, or the late 1800s, something like that. I don't know. The old dart. I think there is an explanation. Somebody tried to explain it once. If you Google it, I'm sure you'll find it. I'm not sure of the exact thing, but no, the old dart is, well, it's not common. It's not like you go down to the pub and people are going, I'm from the old dart, but it's not uncommon. So I'm surprised that they don't know. News on the secret project. The news is that I have a new prototype. I have a brand new prototype, and there were still issues with it. They're sending me another prototype, so I think another prototype. I've just got this prototype. I haven't even had time to really look at it and actually respond, give them feedback on it. So they being the manufacturer, the designer and the manufacturer of it. Because whilst I am certainly having a hand, a large hand in it, I can't micromanage everything because I'm dealing with two different companies. One is the company, the brand who are developing it, and then they've got a design. Then the designer and manufacturer is in Korea, and so yeah, it's not like I can call up the designer and or the PCB layout person and go, can you move this track here? It's just not like I can put through requests, but it's really difficult. I wish I could blog the process. Obviously, when it comes out, which is I think they're targeting August or something, August, September now or something like that. It's a little bit behind, but it's doing okay. But there's lots of issues developing this thing. It's a slow process, and when you have to deal with multiple layers, I can't micromanage every aspect and fuss over every aspect of it. So it's going to be people are going to think, it's going to be the ultimate product because I've designed it. Nah, sorry. There will be compromises, and sometimes I've just got to go. I've got to trust them and go, look, okay, I'm not going to get involved. Just do your best, ship it to me, and then we'll talk about tweaking things. But it's a huge art of compromise, the product. So how's my new office going? Are you talking about the Altium building? If so, well, you've been duped. But there, with the new office, what I'm going to do, the plan is to actually get packing and shipping out of here. So I'm currently looking for a place to lease just to do packing and shipping and hire somebody to do packing and shipping. And that has to happen I've got to get someone this week. So, because everything's come in at once. All my microcurrents, some microcurrents have arrived. I didn't get them all. It's really annoying. And my multimeters, they're back in. I've got a new crowdfunder I want to do. It's ready to go. All I've got to do is put it up, shoot a video and put it up. So it's ready to go. And other stuff is on the boil, and there'll be another product which I'm looking at selling. I'm just going to order a bunch of them. I really like it. You haven't seen it yet. But it's a... spoiler. It's a USB... Well, no, it's not a USB microscope. It's a microscope for soldering and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It's reasonably low cost. It's brand new. And I'm going to carry that, I think, because I really like it. It's not perfect, but it's bang per buck is really good. So that's what's happening with the office. Didn't finish the story. I'm going to move packing and shipping out of here, and this wall is coming out. I reckon I'm going to knock out this cubicle. Why? This cubicle, the only thing this cubicle is used for at the moment, I don't know how many square meters, is it 10 square meters or something, 8 square meters? And all I do here is sit at a desk and edit my videos and do maybe an occasional live thing like this, so it's chewing up all this space. I've got this desk which sort of wraps around here, and it's just filled with crap, and it's just wasting space. So I figure if I get rid of the wall, that'll have one big open plan thing here in the office, and I can move the mailbag bench over to here where this is at the moment, move my deck, get a smaller desk just enough for the monitors and everything else, and 3 monitors. I've got 3 of them here, and yes, I will rearrange the office, and I should actually gain a reasonable amount of space. So yeah, I just turned down space which was like 3 times bigger than this. It was just too expensive. It was just the outgoing, it was, you know, it was a luxury. It was a real luxury and at a top shelf price, and I just turned it down. It would have been not pissing money down the drain, but it would have, I'd rather use the money to hire people to do stuff. I think is a better, is much more bang per buck than just getting more space and filling it with crap. And yeah, I can sit in my with my window view and my nice big sun-filled office, and you know, I can feel good about myself, but ultimately I don't get any huge return from that. So I'd rather spend the money on maybe getting people to do things. So that's the pop yourself to full screen. We don't need the rent. Oh yeah, sorry. There we go, full screen. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. We don't need randomness. So that wall's going. So is this one here, by the way. This one, but this is only a short wall, so that wall will be going. I don't know how to take these walls out. Apparently you can, because the carpet goes right under. They're like these office. You can just rip them out, and apparently it still looks okay. Like you have to patch the wall or something, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, it's going to be a mess. So I don't know whether or not I should just pay a professional to remove it and cart away all the waste, or whether or not I should try and do it myself. Either way, I've got to move all the benches and the gear and the racks and everything else. So, or maybe they can tear it down without me removing the racks. I don't know if I could get a professional in. Does anyone know how to remove these office walls? I'm sure it's easy. Get up there, remove the tiles, and I think they have screws in the support beams, and you I don't know. Haven't really had a look yet. But I do believe they come out relatively easy, and you don't damage the roof or anything else. They're not a permanent thing. They're not load-bearing. They're just internal office stuff. Pro tip, sledgehammer. Hey, you're off to study Triple E. Electrical... What's Triple E? Electrical and Electronic Engineering? What happened to Dave 2? David 2, he hates being called Dave. I've said this over and over, and I'll still have to continue to say it over and over because people don't read the forum, or they don't see it, or whatever. David 2 is extremely busy with his uni stuff, and he works for the uni, and he's still studying, and he's got other projects on, so he's working from home, and he still works on projects occasionally for me, but he's just flat out. He can't come to, so he doesn't come to the lab anymore. Although he was here last weekend or the weekend before, we were working, he brought in a project he was working on at home for me, and we played around with that, and but yeah, that's the story with David 2. Sorry, he's just busy. So if you're expecting to see David 2 on the blog in the future, no, unless something special comes up, you won't see him. He just beavers away occasionally in the background. I probably need to now, once the lab is clear and the walls go, I've got more space, and I can set up a second desk, get rid of packing and shipping. I think I'm going to need another full-time lab rat. Well, maybe not full-time, but yeah, like a good, few days a week. So I might have to look at getting another lab rat. Very affectionate term, lab rat. It's not a derogatory term at all. Yeah, electronic and electrical, all the units call it Triple E here. Okay. Mac RC. Yes, David's very cool. I am on Ustream. Yes, I am. It's toggling between. You can see if I bring it in. Woohoo! Here we go. Oh no! If I go like this. Ta-da! Whoa, dude. Trippin'. Whoa. Infinite Dave. There you go. Oh no, I didn't have to go full, so I could do that. Can't I? No, I can't. No. You've got to have the screen capture. Duh. Okay. Got it. I could bring it up bigger. Like, I can play around. Like, if I go like this, and if I make my Dave window bigger. Oh no. What have I done? Nah, there we go. Woo! Whoa. Uh-oh. Now I've got a weird... No, now I've got a weird shape. Ah. The aspect ratio is all wrong now. How do I fix that? It doesn't snap to an aspect ratio. That's annoying. Alright. Anyway. Sorry. There we go. Alright, I'm back. I'm back from the future. No, but see, the problem with that is people can't see... The problem with that is people can't see the chat. Like, so what I'll do... What I'll do is I'll... hang on. How's that? There we go. There we go. We can see the chat as well. So we've got a bigger window for me and still have all the chat stuff. It's good to be able to... It's good to get the chat on the recorded stream because people watch this after the fact. It gets recorded onto YouTube and... I hate when you're screen capturing. You always do the wrong thing. Like you always drag the wrong... You're focusing on the captured one instead of the real one that you want to do. It's weird. Anyway. So there you go. All right. Just reading the... Oh, the EEVblog 9. G'day, EEVblog 9, fellow blogger. Haven't watched your channel for a while, sorry. Now that you've left the traditional engineering industry, would you consider that you could lose some skills due to not using them daily? Yeah, certainly. Certainly, EEVblog 9. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Although, like lose skills, like I can always come back up to speed pretty quickly. Like, you know, like it's just like say programming, for example. Like sometimes I'll go for a year without coding anything, right? And then I'll come back and I'll, you know, like a day, you know, to get back into it. So it's not really a big deal. And circuit design, yeah, I could get, you know, left behind and in skills and stuff like that, but what am I going to do? Go back to industry? Does it matter? Like, no, I'm still dabbling. I'm always dabbling. Like, even if I'm not physically dabbling, I don't get a lot of time to physically dabble here in the lab, but I'm always, you know, working on concepts and projects. I'm always reading data sheets. I'm always, you know, doing a lot of engineering, but not a lot of hands-on, you know, stuff, laying out boards and design, you know, actually physically building things. But I'm still staying in touch, definitely. So, you know, in fact, you could say I'm learning skills that I never would have learned if I was just working 9 to 5, you know, working on one project, for example. I just wouldn't do the, you know, the whole wide range of things. Because if I'm doing a teardown or something, for example, or I get in a mailbag, I go, oh, I don't know anything about that. What is that? You know, and then I'll go Google it. I'll learn. I'll spend a day or half a day, you know, learning about it. Whereas I never would have encountered that before if I was working 9 to 5. So a lot of people say that. A lot of people say, you know, oh, if you don't work in the industry, you lose your skills. But working in the industry you can also lose skills by working in the industry, if you know what I mean. by, working on one thing. Like I spent a lot of years, we're talking decade in the, in the underwater sonar business, and that's what I did. So I knew all about that, but I didn't know about anything else. If my project didn't use a particular technology, I was not across it. But because I'm a hobbyist and I read things and blogs and, everything else, I'm always just dicking around with ideas and always searching. I've never, that's never really been a big problem for me. So yes and no is the answer to that question. You should do more analog electronics, radios, oscillators, transceivers. I'm not really into the RF side of things. I'm not hugely into it. Any type of kit. Oh, sorry, I missed your question. Can I donate money to your GoFundMe? What's the agenda today? There is no agenda. I've already done my live draw. 9 to 5 has its place. Yes, if you want consistency and, everything else and, and a lot of resources as well. You work for a big company and get big resources. But if you like I've always said, if you don't have that hobbyist, if you're not enthusiastic about engineering, just doing 9 to 5, I know a lot of competent, I've worked with a lot of competent engineers that do it 9 to 5. They're competent. They do their job fairly well, but they have no interest in engineering outside of that, no interest in electronics or whatever outside of that. And they just don't have the breadth of, knowledge that others do, even though they're quite competent at the job. They can do it just fine. So those hobbyist things. Question, what is your overall preferred equipment brand, Keysight? Oh, God, I missed it. I can scroll back, but then if two brands offer exactly the same, which would I go for personally? Well, see, you go for the biggies, like Fluke, you mentioned Fluke, Keysight, Rigol, Tech, you're going to go for one of the big ones, right? If money's no object, I'm going to get a Keysight or a Fluke or a Tech or whatever, or a Keithley or, something like that. But if they're exactly the same, but no two bits of test gear are exactly the same. Doesn't exist. Just wanted to thank me on behalf of your university tutors. Your video is a great reference for reverse engineering. Awesome. Thank you very much, Stephen. Good to hear. I get that a lot, and that makes me happy. That makes me happy to know that people are using my videos for something, even though that is not the intention of my channel. It never was. A lot of people say, oh, where's all your learning stuff like you used to do? I have never really done learning stuff. It was never an aim of my channel was to teach electronics. It never was. And it still isn't. It's just me dabbling around, doing whatever, mucking around, working on anything that happens to interest me at that minute when I turn on the camera. That was the idea. Like there's no, why don't I do all systematic videos of teaching electronics? I don't want to do that. Sorry, it's just, oh man, that would be quite painful. It wouldn't be all that enjoyable for me. I'm sorry. Although, I like to think that people learn, like there's a little great April 1st troll, yes. Where was I? I like to think that, I like to throw in, which is why I talk so much. My videos are so long. I like to throw in little tidbits, and hopefully, you learn at least a little tidbit in every video, something that you didn't know before, or it sparked something, and you go look or research it yourself, or something like that. So, what's my opinion on high voltage and high power and high voltage electronics? Anything over 12 volts DC scares the shit out of me. Don't like it. I'm a low voltage, low power micro electronics guy. Anything mains related, even mains I don't like. I love low power, low signal stuff. It's, something I've always been interested in, and that's what I like doing. Not not really a big power guy. Although, you know, I can go to a power substation and be, you know, oh, this is cool, you know, but it's not something that I want to work on, really. So, bring back Foundation Friday as a regular. It's Fundamentals Friday. And I don't know, as a regular thing, I don't know, I'm liking that I do it occasionally. A lot of people say that, but the problem with Fundamentals Friday is that the feedback I get from it is not that great, actually, and the number of views I get is not that great compared to other style videos I do. And when I do get feedback, it's never, oh, great, I love that episode, thanks, I learned something. No, it's always, can you do this, can you do that? So I do a video on this or that, and then if I do that, then there'll be more comments saying, oh, can you do a video on this and that? Like, you know, there's a lot of people who don't even thank you. They just want to their own pet thing explained to them, and it's impossible. So yes, I'll continue to do Fundamental Fridays, but only when it interests me, you know, when I get the enthusiasm for it. I tried it as a regular thing, and I kept it up regular for like, was it 6 months? Maybe I was doing one every week. I don't know. And I don't know, you know, the views started to drop off, the comments started to drop off, and everything else. And, you know, occasionally there'll be a good one which people like, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have the enthusiasm to make one every week. Sorry. Maybe that'll change. My enthusiasm waxes and wanes. So, yeah, see, Mac RC, I think I learned more from your standard videos than your Fundamentals Friday style videos. I hope so. I hope so. There's a lot to be learned in teardowns or just general mucking around and things like that. There's a Fundamental Friday is always going to be on one specific thing, and the other thing is it's in the name. It's fundamental, right? So I can't like do a Fundamental Friday on, you know, I don't know, FFT, you know, like or what's a good example? I don't know, like some real complex topic, or, you know, advanced topic, something like that, because it's not really a fundamental thing, and it's complex for a reason, right? It's going to take a series of 10 videos to explain a complex topic. So a Fundamentals Friday is naturally going to, you know, be just one specific low-end topic. And it's, you know, like my op-amps video, I did a Fundamentals Friday on op-amps, right? Where it's very popular video. I'm glad, I always wanted to do that. I'm glad I did it. It's great. People love that. Because it's, you know, it's a real key building block. But it was like 50 minutes long or something, and I still didn't cover everything. You know, it's just, it's crazy. Oh, my screen has stopped scrolling. At EEVblog. Did somebody ask for my Twitter account? Did they? I really loved your battery squeeze. Did you try a battery stretch? No, I haven't tried a battery stretch. I actually want to do a follow-up video to that. Complex Fridays. Oh, God. Yeah, it'll take me all week to set up and shoot experiments and stuff to explain some complex topic. Man. A lot of people, like quite a few people recently have been saying, and I think they're right, and I probably do want to do this, is that they want more obscure, just random stuff, you know, like, you know, different, not just mailbags and teardowns and everything else, but they're, you know, they're staple, and product reviews and things like that. They're staple stuff. And even Fundamentals Friday, they say, no, I want like random offbeat stuff. And I think, yeah, I want to, I will get off my ass, like hassle me every day. Dave, do that video you're going to do, you know, go out to the field and do videos and stuff like that. I want to set up, there's one, I probably don't want to spoil it. It's not set up yet. I still have to find the correct people to talk to, get the correct you know, to be invited into their facility and actually, and it has to be on a specific date too. It has to be on a specific date because it has something to do with space, let's say. And yeah, specific date. And I want to do a video on that, but I've got to find the right people. I think I have. I've just got to contact them and say, hey, can I come in and do a video, you know, the next time this event happens, you know, and just, you know, oddball stuff. Debunking, I like debunking, so I probably want to do some more of those. They're quite popular. I think people like those, and there's lots of value in debunking. Like, I'm just not going to get on there and scream and shout and say, this is bullshit, you know, this is a load of crap. And I'm going to explain why. But sometimes it's hard to do that. There's not bring back the batterizer. Yeah, I never did finish that batterizer. You know, I never did respond to their big, what was it, the snail video, you know, the big 50-minute or whatever, 40-minute one. And it was just, I just lost the enthusiasm. There was so, I don't think I've even watched the whole video all the way through. I've just watched, people pointed me to stuff and I'm just like face palming, like it's so fundamentally stupid. And these guys are just embarrassing themselves. So it would have been so much work to go through all 40-minute video of the video, for example, and point out every flaw in every thing. And I just went, look, I give up. So I'm waiting for them to release, you know, something again. Either the physical product, of course, and then the whole internet will go wild. Which it might happen. You know, there's a chance they might actually ship. So, you know. Oop. Sorry, I'm missing some comments here. I thought I saw something. Do more way back Wednesdays. How do I handle component storage? I've got a crowdfunder coming up to do with SMD component storage. Supporters have already seen it, what it is. I just need to like shoot a video, put a page up for the crowdfunder. So that's coming extremely shortly, maybe after I just sort out the office here. So any chance of reviewing more affordable gear? Oh yeah, probably. I'm being I'm being harassed by Charles to do the Siglant scope, you know, but that's like some people say that's not affordable, you know, because it's like what is it, $1,000 or something, you know. So I don't know. The problem is, like, I've got a whole bunch of pocket multimeters. I think I've got 8 of them, 8 pocket multimeters to do a shootout. And I think I wanted at least 10. There's a couple that I haven't gotten yet. But like, the amount of work that goes into shooting a comparison shootout of 10 different multimeters is wow, you know. Yeah. So I'm waiting for the day that when I'm going, I'm so bored, I'm going to go do those pocket multimeters, you know. Damn it, let's go. You know. Some days I just get the enthusiasm, other days I don't. I've been doing this for 7 years now. I should do an Art of Electronics special edition or my own book. It will be great. Yeah, and it will suck like 5 years out of my life. There's no way I will have the time available to do a book. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. I wanted to do a PCB book. In fact, I started it, which is an extension of my PCB tutorial thing, PDF article that I had in Silicon Chip like 8 years ago or something. 10 years ago now, is it? Wow. Yeah, it could have been 10 or 12. Wow, is it that old? Possibly. Should visit universities and shoot videos with students. Students are a lot better these days. I think they're a lot more enthusiastic. The web and everything else. When I went to school, it was like, nobody had any enthusiasm for it. Are there any assorted SMD like kits where you can get multiple SMD flex connectors? Some of the manufacturers like Samtech maybe. If you go to Samtech, they might have kits. They do really good free samples, but I'm not sure if they do a kit. Although I think back in the old day, like a decade ago, they did. So, yeah, I don't know anyone. I'm going to have to crowd source that one. If anyone knows any SMD kits for flat flex, yeah, that'd be nice, you know, to have the different widths and everything. No, ID prom nut. David/David2 is not interested in producing content alongside of me. He's not interested in producing content, which is why he's not on the web. Well, it kind of sort of is. He's not on social media and all that. Doesn't have a YouTube channel, etc. No, he's just not into that. He's just not into it. So, I look smaller live. Do I? Am I big enough now? What programming languages do I know? C, Pascal. I used to be huge in Pascal. Pascal used to be my favorite language. I wrote a ton of stuff in Pascal. It was all the rage back in like the 90s. And it's just like it's dead now. Except Altium still use Delphi, which is Pascal, for quite a lot of stuff, although they're moving over. Basically, C, Pascal Basic. I did a ton of stuff in Basic. The old Quick Basic 4.5. Well, not only Quick Basic 4.5, but Quick Basic 7.1 PDS, the Professional Development System. I thought that was the duck's guts back in the day. And various assembler dialects. I've done various assembler dialects. So they're pretty much they're pretty much it. I mean, nothing fancy. I'm not into all the web languages and all that sort of crap. So I'm not a script kiddie. Couldn't write a script to save my life. I wouldn't even know how to write a script to do things. You know, like, wouldn't even know what language to use. You know, everyone just says that, just write a script. Like, what does that mean? What language do I use to write a script on a PC to do something? I don't know. You know, I'm old school. I'm going to get out Visual Basic and do something, you know. I was big in Visual Basic as well. Q Basic, oh yeah. Yes, Quick Basic was awesome. People, like, it produced really tight, fast code. It compiled, especially the basic professional development system. Wow. You know. Do I have any videos on skin frequency? What's skin frequency? Pascal's for masochists. Turbo Pascal. Nothing's happened with the Calculator Watch project, whoever. So yeah, Python and all those sort of languages. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't even know with my computer. Do I have to install a Python compiler to run these scripts? I don't know. Is it built into Windows? I don't know. I don't know any of this, really. Seriously, I've got no clue. I've got no clue. Just has not interested me. Yeah, Perl and Python. I got, like, are you serious, QuizTech, the new Altium building? Somebody set him straight. Visual Basic. Yeah, I haven't used Visual Basic for a couple of years now. I think it's free now, isn't it? They gave it away or something. When will I release the EEVblog 666 and 741 episodes? I don't know. Maybe never. Maybe they'll be forever lost. The 666 one, I had something extremely specific for that, and if it's always out there. The potential's always out there to get access to this thing I need to shoot this video, and potentially a person I need access to as well. And it might happen one day, so that's always out there. The 741, David 2 and I actually planned and did work on. David 2 actually built a few prototypes and stuff to, like, you know, prototyped a few circuits for the 741 episode. I was going to use op amps, so we're going to do something really fancy with op amps, and we came up with a couple of concepts, and Well, I think the prototype didn't work properly, and we went back to square one. And it's just fallen through the cracks. So, yes. What YouTube channels do I watch? Quite a lot of. I like some of like the science ones. So a lot of the science bloggers, apart from fellow engineering channels, of course, that goes without saying. But yeah, a few of the science YouTubers and other one like the Minute Physics and all those sort of ones, and CPG Grey and other interesting channels like that. Plus, quite a few quite a few atheist channels as well. I watch Thunderfoot, other random ones like that. But yeah, I'm not like. Yeah, I'll watch a few, if they pop up on my list, I'll get the email alert. And if one, if I get I don't watch every video of every channel I subscribe to. I'm not that religious to watch every single one. But, if a title pops up and interests me, I'll get an email alert and, oh, that sounds good. Yes, I watch Thunderfoot. I like Thunderfoot. I actually wanted to do a collaboration with Thunderfoot, actually, for that battery squeeze video. I thought that would be good because it involves chemistry, and he's a top-notch chemist, So, but I left it too late, and I don't even have a contact address for him. Although he does know me because he's linked me in with the Solar Roadways stuff. He's linked me in his videos before. He's included screen captures of me, so he knows who I am. AVE, yeah. Applied Science, yes. Veritasium, yes. CGP Grey, not CPG, yeah. Yeah, I might watch AVE occasionally. Are your subscriptions public? No, they're not. I don't think they are. Yeah, I turn off all that crap. Like a lot of YouTubers will have their feed. If you go to their page, like it'll publish everything. Oh, they commented on this. They subscribed to this. They did all these actions. I think that's stupid. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, the only thing you should see is Dave's released a new video. That's it. You shouldn't see that I've subscribed to something. You shouldn't see that I've commented on something. I don't want people to follow me that closely of my YouTube viewing habits. So only YouTube, I think, know what ones I've subscribed to. So, skin depth, skin effect on the surface conductor for alternate. Oh, is that what he? Oh, is that what he? Oh, that's what he was talking about. Skin frequency. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, I thought skin. Huh? The frequency of the skin, the frequency response of the skin. No, I haven't done something on skin effect that I'm aware of. I don't know. Once again, after 1,000 videos, my fear is it'll be hilarious if it happens. One day I am going to do a video that is like on the same topic I've done a video on previously, and I'll just forget I've done that video. It's going to happen. It's going to be hilarious. People will go, you've done this before. Why did you redo your video? And it's like, oh, I didn't realize. I've just done so many. When you do 1,000 videos, you forget what stuff you worked on. So, yeah, there's tons of you, like, yeah, bigclive.com, and there's a million channels. I'm always finding new channels. I can't possibly have enough hours in the day to subscribe to them all and watch them all, and somebody just put me on to some guy, I forget the channel name, I think I subscribed to it, and, it does these, makes his own clocks, and someone will know the name of the thing, where he machines his own clocks, specializes in clock mechanisms. It's like do-it-yourself, timekeeping channel, and the production quality, it's to die for. I like the amount of effort this guy must go to, setting up his camera, getting the light, the angles, the depth of field right. It's stunning quality. And he must have a dolly system to like pan his camera around it and everything. Wow. Yes, the ClickSpring channel. Yes. Yes. Go check out ClickSpring. Oh, that's pornographic. That's pornographic. No, I don't watch Artafruit. I used to a little bit back in the old days. Sometimes I'd watch the live show and stuff like that. But no, I don't watch Artafruit anymore. In fact, I stopped following Artafruit on Twitter, I think. There were just too many... Like, I used to follow them on Twitter, but they were just posting too much stuff about just reposting people's comments to them. Oh, thanks for the great customer service or whatever. And they'd retweet that. And, you know, and just there's just constant new products and stuff like that. So, like, you know, the signal to noise ratio was quite low. You know, I occasionally I followed them because they'd like post good blog content stuff, but that ended up getting buried in the noise. And yeah, it's really orgasmic, ClickSpring. Oh man, no, I haven't ordered any VR. I hate VR. I'm not a virtual reality person. No, I hate 3D with a passion. Hate 3D movies with a passion. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. It's crap. Give me 2D and my mind will figure it out, you know. Yeah, it's smarter every day. Yeah. Although, the problem with, Donald Trump, should I get onto that? Yeah, might have to remind me. Smarter every day. Yes, I've actually met him. I met him when he came to Sydney. There's on my EEVblog 2 channel or my alt zone, I've got a video of him actually at the Powerhouse Museum. I met him at the Powerhouse Museum. Yeah, I like him. He's a great guy and he makes great content. But as always, yes, I will bitch about that. He is a religious guy, like deeply religious. You know, at the end of every video, he puts a Bible verse. You know, at the end of every one of his science videos, and it bugs me. And he knows it bugs people, and it's fine for him. And I actually watched like an hour-long presentation. I don't know where it is. I could maybe find it. But he did a talk. He did a talk at an atheist convention, some atheist convention, and it was a really good talk. It was a really good talk. I highly recommend checking it out. And he talked about, you know, he was shocked that he was invited to this atheist convention because, you know, he told them, don't you know that I'm a religious guy? You know, and they said, that's fine. We just want to hear your story. And he actually did a really good video of why he believed, like the whole system of all that sort of stuff. And I thought, you know, it was just quite enjoyable. I do like the guy. It doesn't stop me watching his videos at all. But it still bugs me that like he's a deeply religious guy. The hydraulic press channel, yes, I discovered this the other week. The hydraulic press channel. That's great. If you haven't subscribed, that guy's going to be huge. Like, you don't see him, you don't know who it is, but he's got a hydraulic press and he crushes stuff. And his wife makes these little clay figurine things, and they crush them, and it's hilarious. So maybe I'll have to send the guy some stuff to crush. So maybe you'll see a little elaboration, I hope. Although he's probably now, I think he just got a whole bunch of media, notice and things like that. So he's probably it's a huge growing channel. Like in 6 months, he's grown to like 500,000 subscribers or something crazy. So what webcam am I using? The Logitech C920, but I am not using the full resolution. It's capable of full HD, 30 frames per second, but only in good light. And in this cubicle here, I do not have good light. That's the other thing. If I removed this wall, I could do it here. I could reorient my desk, I guess, do the same thing. If I get rid of the wall and I have a plain wall behind me on my main computer for the webcam, then I can maybe do some green screen stuff or something like that. I might be able to, I don't know. I don't really want to do that, but maybe I could experiment and things like that. If I had a proper green backdrop, I could maybe, but I don't know. I usually don't like green screen, but maybe I might muck around. What pro tip could I give? Is final year engineering student, what pro tip could I give for getting into the field? I've build stuff, do stuff outside, work on projects. When you graduate uni, your resume will be exactly the same as 1,000 other people who are graduating, not just from your school, but from all schools, you know, in the state or your city or whatever, you know, and you've got to compete. You've got to have something to stand out. And if you have just got, I don't care. If I'm an employer, I interviewed countless people, looked at countless resumes over the years, hired people, and like, you've got to have something to stand out. Like, it's not good enough. I won the university medal. Whoop-de-freaking-do. I don't care. You know, like, I really couldn't give a rat's ass if you got the university medal and you know, straight A's in everything. I don't care. You know, with honours and all that. I don't care. Right? What projects have you worked on? What stuff can you do? What skills have you got? Put those in your resume. And if you don't have them, find something. Go to a hackerspace, work on join a project, start building stuff, and you can put in your resume photo. Look, I worked on this, you know. That's what I want to see. So that's my tip, is you will quickly realize once you get in the industry, after you get your first job, nobody will care about your qualifications. Nobody will care that you got straight A's in the university medal and what marks you got in what subjects. They will not care. They will care what companies have you worked at, what projects have you worked on, what can you do, what skills do you have, and you've got to demonstrate those. So, yeah, you need to be a step above everyone else. How's the new office going, Dave? Plan to set up a train layout. And dude, somebody set him straight. Would I include my hobby projects on your resume? You're damn right you should. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. What do I really think of the Sony RX100 Mark IV? It's a nice camera. As a camera, it's very nice. It shoots some great quality video and stuff. I just took it on my holiday recently. It shoots some really nice stuff. I don't like I think this is part of the Sony app. I don't like the auto stitching panorama mode on it. Like, my Sony camera does the same thing. My Sony camera is even worse, actually. I've got a Sony Xperia Z3 Compact. And yeah, it's got a great mode where you can shoot a 360 panorama, but it's got to be 360, right? My old phone, I can't remember what it was, like, you could just select the number of points and then you could stop it after you could stop the thing after you've, at what point you think, okay, I don't want to capture anymore. You can just stop it there. But both the Sony RX100 Mark IV and my Sony Xperia Z3 Compact, the RX Mark IV, you have to take a really wide panorama and you have to make it that wide. Like, it frustrates me. I know you can crop it later and stuff like that, but it's just really annoying. And the Sony phone forces me to do a complete 360 panorama. It's insane. In fact, no, it used to. I upgraded the OS on it or something, and it changed. I don't know. Anyway, it's a nice camera. The high speed is nice, but it's grossly limited by that 2 and 4 second capture. So, yeah, yep. So it's really disappointing, the 2 and... I'm a 12-year-old engineer. Oh, good on ya, Captain. Good on ya, 12, who just got a new soldering iron for his birthday. Which soldering iron did you get? Is it a proper soldering station? Please tell me it's a proper soldering station. temperature controlled soldering station. Although you're only 12, you can get by with one of the, you know. I was wondering if I have a nice tip you could recommend for small electronics. Oh, yeah, I've done, watch my soldering tutorials. I do recommend, chisel tips are hopeless. The ones like the conical point that go down to a little thin point. They're hopeless except for really niche applications where you're trying to maybe get in between pins or something for some rework or touching up or something like that. What you want is a nice, say, a 1mm chisel tip. A chisel tip. So it's a wedge chisel like that, you know, like a, yeah, and it's like a one, and the specifications tell you how wide the tip is. And it's get like a 1mm or something like that. Get like a 1mm and a 3mm chisel tip. And that'll do almost everything you need. So, yeah, the conical, because most soldering irons come with a conical point tip, and they're hopeless. It doesn't have the surface area to get the heat into the pad and the pin. And, yeah, they're really annoying. So, yes, Captain, get a nice chiseled tip. Oh. I'm way off the more comments. Oh, do I love Apple products? No, I hate Apple products. Any thoughts on info overload sorting through internet crap? Oh, you know what I think of that. I wish I was 16 again. Yeah, Cordy. Yes, JBC. Yes, JBC is a top quality brand. Really expensive. I love my JBC iron I've got here. What is it? The 2BB or something? Yeah. If you can afford a JBC, you can't go wrong. They're really nice. Yes, I just do Retro Gamer Girl. Retro Game Girl. I do. This is my full-time job. Full-time video blogging. I've been doing full-time for 5 years, maybe not quite 5 years, 4 years at least. I don't do any side work. I keep getting requests like every week. I'll get a request. Can you, do you do contracting, consulting work, blah, blah, blah. And nope, not anymore. I did it when I first left Altium. Well, I got the ass from Altium, as did like a third or half of the company. And I decided to go full-time. I still wasn't earning enough to satisfy the wife anyway, because she was like 8 months pregnant at the time. It was funny, like I got retrenched from Altium. I came home, I was really excited because I'd been there 4 years and like I was getting sick of the place, and I really, I was probably going to move on anyway. So I came home. Yay! I got retrenched. They paid me 2 months. I'm going to do video blogging full time. And she just looked at me and went, "Go out and find a real job. Go find a real job now. Look, I'm 8 months pregnant. I'm not working. You're not earning enough money. Go find a job. Go find a real job." And so, yes, dear. So I told her I was going out and looking for jobs, but I wasn't. Mean. Although I did actually get a consulting role for Cochlear, working on their implants and stuff like that. So that went for maybe 6 months or something like that. So I was doing some consulting work for Cochlear. I think I was doing the odd other job as well. But yeah, that was like working from home. So yeah, but after that, like 6 months after that, so we're talking, I think I left there April 2000 couldn't be 2009. No, that's when I started the blog. 2011 was, I don't know. Anyway, like April, I got the arse in April, and by the end of the year, I wasn't doing it anymore. I stopped consulting work and stuff like that because the blog was bringing in enough. She was happy. Because I got a forum sponsor at the time, Supply Frame / Fine Chips. The forum sponsor came on board. Good timing. I got a few other advertisers, and and the money was as much as I was earning or I could earn as an engineer. So that's all she wanted. She married an engineer. She wanted me to bring home engineering wages. So, yeah. What's your question, Daniel? Small, big question. What units do I prefer for PCB trace width and why? I mix. I prefer imperial trace width, so I'm like an 8 thou, 10 thou guy. I hate millimeters for trace widths, but I use millimeters because most SMD parts are metric pitches and stuff like that. So for pitches and grids, I'll use millimeters. But trace and space, I'm still old school. I still use imperial thous for space and trace. But board dimensions, so anything mechanical. So board dimensions, always in millimeters. I've always done those in millimeters because that's what I'm used to measuring things in millimeters, like boards in millimeters, and grids and pitches and stuff like that. I spent maybe half my career doing my PCB career doing imperial pin pitch, but then when SMD started really dominating, I gave up and I moved to metric pitches, but I still to this day do imperial trace and space. So there you go. But that's pretty much the only time I hold out kind of thing. So, oh, sorry, I lost whoever who wanted to ask a question. Will I host an electronic TV show? No, you can't imagine me on TV. Is Art of Electronics the best book for learning the basics of electronics? Yes and no. It totally depends on you. Get it. Try it. Go to the library. Borrow a copy. Have a look. If it resonates with you, people ask this all the time. What is the best book for electronics? I can't give you an answer. The book that I like may not be the book that explains things in the way that your mind is expecting them to be explained. So the same book can approach the same topic in two different ways, and some people will think that way is the best way to learn. Other people will think the other way is the best way to learn, and it's more natural to them. They go, aha, I get it now. You've just got to read many different books. Why never trust the auto router? Because auto routers are shit, unless you tame them. As a professional PCB designer, I use the auto router a fair bit, but in specific circumstances, after I spent days setting it up and all sorts of things, my first computer was a Tandy 1000. I've done a video on that. A long time ago. Tandy 1000. Seen the new French hoverboard? I'm not going to shoot guns. Not into guns. Hardly anyone in Australia is into guns. We don't have a gun culture. Recommendation on oscilloscope under $300. Maybe you can get one of those hand techs or something on eBay. But if you can't spring for $400 and you have to only spend $300, just go for eBay and find a real bench scope. Like you can get Techway or Uni-T or whatever. You can probably pick up one of those for sub $300. They're going to work. They're going to be buggy and quirky, but they're going to work. They're going to be better than a USB scope. Geez, all the questions are coming too fast. I'm an airline pilot and have nothing to do with but one question is following me. Is that true that modern electronics are breaking more often since using lead in solder is forbidden? It is, but basically, yes, it's true. The Xbox, you remember the big Xbox when they all failed, the red ring of death, right? And it cost Microsoft billions of dollars to fix that. That was all caused by a lead-free soldering process. They didn't get their process down right. I can't remember the exact mechanism. Was it a BGA problem or something? Or tin whiskers or something? I'm not entirely sure. Probably some sort of reflow BGA process problem. And yes, it's just not as nice. It took the industry, it's still taken the industry like a decade or two to perfect the lead-free manufacturing technology process, and they still have issues. And remind me to talk about Dick Smith. Where was I? Yes, lead-free. Yes, the tin whiskers is a huge problem, which is why lead-free is exempt. Why lead is an exemption for aerospace, satellites, military, some really, I think maybe aircraft or something like that. They're all still exempt from the lead ROS thing, the ROHS compliance thing, because they want the reliability. They want it's mission critical. People's lives depend on it. Whatever. You don't want to ruin a $500 million space probe because you were forced to use, lead-free soldering process. So yes, it's a big problem. It is to this day, and it probably will always be a problem. They'll smooth it out. Once the manufacturers get used to it, But yeah, when it first started, all the manufacturers were, they were cursing it. Dick Smith, Dick Smith, Dick Smith. Dick Smith. If you haven't seen my video on I think it's on EEVblog 2 of Dick Smith's talk he gave at local amateur radio society, do yourself a favour, spend an hour, go and watch that. The guy, tell like his whole life story of how all his adventures around the world in helicopter, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Go watch it. Dick Smith. Yes, it is true. I actually put in a formal bid to actually buy the intellectual property of Dick Smith Electronics. They went into receivership and everything, and they were selling off the IP. Being the trademarks, the trademarks and the customer database. I didn't want the customer database. That's bullshit, right? That's evil to buy somebody's customer database. But I wanted the name. I wanted the trademark and the name. So in partnership with somebody else who you probably know if you follow Twitter and various things. But anyway, I won't. In partnership with somebody else, in fact, partnership with two others, I put in a bid to buy the intellectual property of Dick Smith. It was a fair amount of money. But obviously, it was still, if we got it, it would have been the bargain of the century. But we figure, why not put in a bid? And if we get it, we get it. If we don't, so what? And we didn't get it. Kogan got it. I don't know how many millions of dollars Kogan paid, but it's probably in the millions. But who is Dick Smith? Is he really who you think he is? Huh? Yes. Doesn't get much more genuine than Tricky Dick Smith. Yeah, Kogan got it. Sagan's doing well. Lots of things. No, Sagan's not dead. He goes to school now. He's quite busy. Busy life. No, is there a scientist called Dick Smith? Is there? No, that's not the guy I'm talking about. You have to be Australian. If you're not Australian, it's understandable you don't know who Dick Smith is. But he, is a founder of an electronic component supplier here in Australia. He's famous in Australia. He's almost godlike here in Australia. The interesting thing about Tricky Dick, yes, I do watch the Young Turks. I love the Young Turks. I do watch the Young Turks a lot. Although their US election coverage is getting too much for this non-Yank at the moment. All they're doing is US uni recommendation for EE in Sydney, Ashwin. Probably, I'm not really up on it, but from the people I've met and the things I'm doing these days, probably the University of New South Wales has the best electronics course and the most widely received. You'll have the best reputation if you care about that sort of thing. And most employers in this country don't care which uni you went to. They really don't. It's not a thing here like it is in America and maybe other countries. But yeah, the University of New South probably has the best course and produces the best people, I'd say. The weird thing is, the University of Sydney is our most prestigious university here, right? Our oldest, the biggest sandstone walls, all that sort of jazz. And they'd have a big EE department, right? Like, I think it's like 1,000 people a year. Like, back when, this is back in the 90s when I looked at it. It was like 1,000 people, do the EE course a year, or, a lot. But I don't think once in my entire career have I ever met a practicing engineer that I've worked with in all the companies that graduated from the University of Sydney. And I don't know why that is. I do not know why that is. Do all graduates of the EE at the University of Sydney go on to management or something? I don't know, but I've never worked with a practicing working engineer. I don't think so. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I just haven't, because it's not like you go up to everyone and go, which uni did you graduate from? But university, and also people I've interviewed. For example, people looking for jobs. I've interviewed countless people. Virtually none of them. Maybe there's one who was from the University of Sydney, but the vast majority of them, and the vast majority of the good ones that I've interviewed have come from the University of New South, like in the last 15 years, for example. So, yeah. I need a drink. So yes, where was it? Was I talking Dick Smith? Was I finishing the Dick Smith story? I can't remember. What was I doing? Do we know? Do I watch Robert Murray Smith? Isn't he Australian also? I have no idea who Robert Murray Smith is. Sorry. Doesn't ring a bell. Your interviews with the microphone designer, Doug. Doug Ford was his name. Insights into the design process. Thank you. Yes, no worries. I tweeted a video last night of somebody posted on the forum a Dick Smith interview from 1978. It's really fascinating. Go and watch it. It's on my Twitter feed somewhere. Yes. Oh, dear. So, yes, Doug Ford. Doug Ford. Yes, the microphone video series. I thought that was fantastic, but I actually in the end, I got a fair bit of hate for that. People said, I was flooding, what's all this? I'm not interested in microphones, blah, 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 blah. And you've published 5 or 6 videos on microphones. Why? This is boring as batshit. It's like, you idiot. This is an electronics channel, and I put up highly technical videos with a world expert on analog design, and you say fine. If you don't like microphones and you're not interested, by all means, don't watch it. I don't expect everyone to watch it, but don't criticize me putting up, interviews with a world-renowned analog expert. That's just ridiculous. There was lots of juicy technical detail in that. So crazy. Oh, right. Robert Murray Smith is an over Unity guy. Oh, God, no. No, I don't want to know. Oh, God, no. God. No. Oh, God. Barack, I started at 15. Yes, I started my engineering education at 15. Yeah, I took a different path. I went and did I started studying at 15 and then went to work, finished that, then went to work, then went to uni later. Long story. I just took a different path. So that's why I got my first job at 17. My first engineering job when I was 17. Will I do more videos with Doug Ford? Yeah, that's the plan. Met up with him last month. I better. Oh, no, I won't mention. Anyway, yes, I want to do a video with the Death Star. He has a Death Star, and I won't say any more, but I've been meaning to cue that one up. I won't say what the Death Star is, but you'll find out when we shoot a video. Yeah, I want to do more videos with Doug. You could use some Visine. Oh, yeah. Ugh. Blink. Why don't I do some videos on solar vehicle racing? Gabrielle, I was actually invited to the solar challenge. You know, did they go from Darwin, you know, the top of Australia, down to South Australia or something? The World Solar Challenge is the world's biggest solar race. I was actually invited to that. I was invited to join a team and actually follow them all the way down. And I think Keysight were a sponsor of them. And Keysight actually said, hey, look, we'll actually pay for your airfares and your accommodation to do it and stuff like that. Which was very nice of them. And so, you know, I wanted to, but the problem is, I had something else, a personal thing on a specific date, and I had to be back by that date, and I can't remember what it was. And yeah, it would have meant that I would have had to fly up to Darwin, which is not a short flight. Anyway, fly up to Darwin. I could get the start of the race. I could shoot the start of the race, and then I would have had to hop on a plane back home. So I figure, if I'm going all that way, I want to actually go on the road trip with them and shoot video. Like, I'd be able to, yay, they started, you know, here they go across the start line, bye, I'm hopping on a plane back home, you know. And so I was disappointed that I couldn't do that. Maybe this year. Is it this year? Yes, because that was last year. Yeah, so maybe, yeah. In fact, a couple of teams have offered to for me to team up with them, so that's no problem. The World Solar Challenge, yes. And I also have, sometimes this thing, wireless moose, locks up. Anyway, I think it's like a bad contact in there. I just give it a bit of a bash and it seems to reset itself. Yes, so, and I do have an open invite to go to the University of New South and look at their the world's fastest solar racing vehicle. In fact, and have I done a video at the University of Western Sydney? I think I was invited. Yeah, I went to the University of Western Sydney and checked out their car. I don't know if I did a video. I don't know if I shot a video there. Maybe it's on EEVblog too, because it was a crap video or something. I don't know. Yes, the Tesla Powerwall. I wanted to get a Tesla Powerwall, right? So I contacted the distributor here in Australia. They've started installing them here in Australia, and I'm pissed off. They started installing here in Australia. And so I contacted the company who's behind it, who's like, I don't know if they're exclusive, but they installed some of the first ones. And I say, hey, I'm Dave from the EEVblog. I explain everything. I want to get a Tesla Powerwall. You know, look, I'm not asking them for free, but, you know, can I get, you know, bumped up the list, you know, like, can you come and install one for me? I'll happily pay for it. You know, can I be one of the first to get one kind of thing? And, like, I just never heard back from them. Like they just totally ignored me. So I don't know whether or not I was trying to pull some scam on them or something. Like, who's this guy? I don't know, but they just didn't want to bite at all. But they eventually, second or third time of content, they eventually, I didn't hear back from them, but then I got an email from Tesla saying, oh, you know, to progress with your application for installing a Tesla Powerwall, please fill out this survey. And it's like, I've just been put on some, like, generic survey list or something, whether or not I'm eligible to get one. It's like, are you kidding me? So anyway, yeah, so I've had no luck trying to get a Tesla Powerwall. It's just ridiculous. Maybe I should just, like, buy one and not say who I am. But LG are actually, who gave me the free panel, they were actually quite excited that I wanted to install a battery backup system, because LG have a battery backup solution coming this year. But I think it might be late towards the year, and they were quite interested in maybe teaming up with me and getting one installed. But I think like I have to wait quite a significant amount of time. So yeah, Tesla's kind of like pissed me off because nobody wants to deal with me. And I've tried contacting Tesla directly, and like you get nothing, you know. The meaning of life is 42, Doug. Thought that was well known. Oh, you got a quote back, Aiden. Is that in Australia? You got a quote for $20,000. Really? Maybe that was back when the Aussie dollar was pretty shit. Now the Aussie dollar's doing better at 77 cents. But Yeah, somebody else said 42. 88 miles per hour. Yep. I'm 17 in my Jeremiah, 17 in senior year, plan on majoring in computer and EE. What should I expect and what should I do to make the transition easier? Oh, okay, right. So you finished high school and you're about to, right, you're a senior year at high school, I presume, and you're going to major in, yes, at 17 years of age, yes, you'd be in high school. And you're about to go to uni to do computer and EE as separate degrees. Well, I don't know about computer engineering, but in EE, expect lots of math and physics because that's all you do for the first couple of years. It depends on the uni you go to and the course, but yeah, it's lots of theory and it's boring as batshit unless you like that sort of stuff. If you're a math nerd, you'll love it, and or a physics nerd and all that sort of stuff, but you do so much. Like, you know, when I went, like we were forced to do, as part of my course, we were forced to do in the first 2 years, like civil engineering and also mechanical engineering as well, just in case we changed our mind and didn't want to do EE and we wanted to become a civil engineer, right? So I can remember going out on site, for goodness sake, and learning how to use a theodolite, like, you know, like a site surveying and stuff like that for civil engineering. Oh, you kidding me? And it's like, and you can say, yes, mechanical engineering is important as well, but if you're there to do an EE degree, you should just do bloody EE. And it pissed me off. I hate it. Yeah, some battery systems are better than Tesla, but Tesla has a lot of SEO. I'm a bit of an SEO whore, you know, like being a YouTuber, as most YouTubers are. You know, I do want to... you know, it'd be nice to have a video in Tesla Powerwall review or something. I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyway, but if LG are offering to install one or get me a deal or do whatever or just, you know, play ball with me, then, yeah. But, yeah, I don't like the company that's installing them here in Australia. They just won't respond. Yeah, it's horrid. Yeah, computer science is the same, is it? Calculus 3. So you've got 3 calculus classes. Yeah, that's just like EE. Yeah. Calculus 1, 2, and 3. Thank you very much. Oh, God, I hated it. Have I ever been to Zurich in Switzerland? No, I've been to Switzerland once. I went to Geneva. I've been to Geneva for lunch. We were in France and we went, let's just hop across the border for lunch in Geneva. So we had lunch in Geneva and we went back. You know? Whew. SEO, yes, SEO is search engine optimization. Yes, as a YouTuber, yeah, you know, my content needs to be searchable and to be seen. It's very important to get, you know, to use good, valid things in your search, in your title, in your keywords and stuff like that, and your description so that people can find your videos. So, you know, yeah, like I'm sure there's a lot of regular people searching for Tesla Powerwall. So if I did a video on the Tesla Powerwall, I would actually potentially expand my audience into more mainstream rather than just niche. So that's the good thing about doing a video on the Tesla Powerwall, for example. So, pasty white nerd. I talked about the space. I talked about my space right at the start of the video, so I won't. You can go back and watch it again. Right at the start, it'll save to YouTube. Just go back and watch it later. I talked about my space. Do I have any suggestions, advice for fellow YouTubers? I actually want to, once again, it's a time thing, but I do actually want to shoot a complete video series of like not really like how to be a YouTuber, kind of like all the technical, everything I know about YouTube and making YouTube videos and everything. I want to do like a formal course. And no, it won't be free. I wanted to try, I thought that would be a good topic for like trying out paid content. Like upload it to Coursera or one of those, online course places. So yeah, like, a 40-part series or something, all quick little, few minute videos, 5-minute videos or something, but yeah, it covers everything. I wanted to do a course on that. I thought that'd be a good idea, and I didn't want to do it on electronics because electronics is way too broad, way too broad, and B, I didn't want people to think that, oh, I'm doing paid videos and paid content now. All my electronics tutorials are now you're going to have to pay for them. So, I didn't want to step on any toes there. So I figure, no, if you want to learn about YouTubing, I thought I would shoot a video series. That is still a plan. I started a description, like a list of all the topics I wanted to cover, and yeah. But I've done, but like advice I can give you now. Sorry, Pasty White Nerd. It's easy. Just keep making content. Regular content, is the key to YouTube success. One video a week probably doesn't cut it. Make 2 videos a week, and every week, people will leave your channel if there's, if you're not making consistent content. So, unless you've already gotten big, there's a few, I don't know, CGP Grey, or am I saying that right? For example, releases one video every couple of months, or just whenever it's finished, and everyone hangs on, how many millions of subscribers, and everyone hangs on the new video, come out. And some people can get lucky like that. If you're producing real quality content that appeals to a real huge, broad, mass market audience, you can potentially do that. You can get away with one video a month or something, and people hanging on every video. But generally, yeah, no, you're going to start out as a small YouTuber, like almost everyone does, consistent content. So unless your videos are like highly polished and it takes you weeks to make them, and some people do, I would not recommend that path necessarily, because I don't really have experience in highly polished content. But obviously it works for a lot of people, for others it doesn't. So I would rather go, if you've got a niche topic, I'd rather go with, content, consistent content, and keep it niche. Keep it niche. Don't try and go for a big audience. If what you want to do, what you're really passionate about happens to appeal to a broader audience, great. But if it doesn't, don't try and, like for me to go start a channel, for example, that tried to appeal to a broad audience, I'd probably fail miserably, So, do I get burned out and unmotivated? I don't get burned out. A lot of the time I lack motivation, come in, it's too easy because, I've got to commit to a video. It's not like I can do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and 10 minutes next week and eventually finish a video. If I'm going to shoot a video, I've got to go, right, today I'm going to shoot and finish a video. And usually if a video takes more than a day, I won't start it. Sometimes some will take 2, but usually, I want to shoot and finish a video in a day. And if I don't have the motivation to do it that day, I just don't do it. So... Can I do an oscilloscope tutorial for idiots, please? Yeah, maybe. Like I might do maybe a Fundamentals Friday on how to use, what is an oscilloscope, like for real beginners. Yeah. I can see me being motivated to do that one day. What are my thoughts on induction heating, driving hardware involved? I've got no opinion at all on induction heating whatsoever. It's quite wasteful, isn't it? What am I planning for my 1000th video? Oh, nothing. at the moment. Too far off. No, mine was a generic course. Didn't really have a focus. Whoever that was. Sorry, it scrolled off. How's my makeup channel coming along? God, I wish I got into toy unboxings. I so wish I got into it. If for some reason my YouTube channel went down, like I was taken down or something, I don't know, something happened to it, I'd probably just restart with Sagan, and we'd do like toy unboxings or something like that. There's a huge, man, can't believe. Yes, Sagan is named after Carl Sagan. Yes, he is. And Huxley is named after Thomas Huxley and not Aldous Huxley. He's named after Thomas Huxley, who is Aldous Huxley's grandfather. I've never read Aldous Huxley's book, dystopian book or something, or whatever it is. I don't know. But heaps of people say that. Oh, is he named after Aldous Huxley? No. He's named after his grandfather, Thomas Huxley, who was Darwin's sidekick. And Sagan, yes, is named after Carl Sagan. A few people get the reference, some don't. So I'm surprised. Like, I say it to a lot of old people, like older people, like my age or older, and I say Carl Sagan, and they go, who? And I think, wow, didn't you, like Carl Sagan was the #1 science popularizer for all of the 70s and 80s, into the 80s, yes. Was Cosmos 80s? Yeah. Like well into the 80s, and I'm just surprised that, so few people that I just randomly talk to about it know him. So, yeah. How not to blow up oscilloscope. I've done a video on exactly that. Go search YouTube for how not to blow up your oscilloscope. I've done an extensive video on that. Whew. Yeah, I think US are big differences between US and Australian unis. Once again, I can't speak for these days, but back when I went, it was very generic. As I said, it depends on the one you went to. You would study civil engineering and mechanical engineering, and it was very generic. And yeah, what age did I start learning electronics? Like 5 or 6. I can't remember exactly. Billions and billions. Yes, that haunting Carl Sagan voice. No update on my Inventables X Carve. I've got to get it out of here. I can't run the Inventables X Carve in this lab. It'll just make a mess. Yes, I have a smartphone. I have a Sony Xperia Z3. Although I generally hate smartphones. Do I plan on completing the design series on the portable power supply? Not as such. After the fact. If it ever gets released, then I will do videos explaining the design of it. It's going to completely change from what you've seen before. So, no, I'm not going to sort of continue on, I don't know, part 16. I doubt it. Or whatever. How many people we got, by the way? I haven't looked. 386. How many people watching on Ustream? I got no idea. Haven't got Ustream up. There we go. I can pause myself on the live stream. Huh? 2 thumbs up. Usually there's more. Oh, no. There we go. I didn't refresh. What's the live control room? Hang on. I'm just looking at the... It's got live control room. Okay, I've been going for 1 hour and 33 minutes. Peak concurrent viewers, I guess. 378. My health is good. I've got a healthy stream. Let me go back. Sorry. Just mucking around with YouTube Live. I won't know what the quality's like until I actually stop recording this and it's processed and it's played back. Oh, I can't spend all day here. Oh, what did I say? I've been going an hour and a half. So 6 people didn't like it. Thumbs down, 6% ratio. Keeping my ratio there. I think my ratio for thumbs down is it's like 4 or 5. It's 5% or something like that. I think an average video will get 5% thumbs down, and that's one of the highest on amongst the engineering YouTubers. Somebody on the forum actually got the stats once of all the different electronics channels, engineering channels, and listed them via like what ratio of thumbs down they got. And it's not unsurprising that I was like almost top of the list. Was I top or near top of the list? And there may have been one other channel that got more thumbs down per video as a percentage ratio. But mine was like 5% or something, and which is not unsurprising because I make a broad range of videos, right? Ever since day one, I've made a broad range of videos. I do mailbag, teardown, product reviews, some tutorials. I do oddball stuff, all sorts of stuff, and people are debunkings, and so many of my subscribers subscribe for different reasons. They might love mailbag, they might love teardowns, they might love retro stuff. They'll watch my retro videos and they'll love those, so they'll subscribe. And every time I don't do the video that they like, a good percentage are going to thumbs it down. You haven't done the video that I subscribed for, and well, okay, fair enough. I can't necessarily blame people for that. So that's why I get 5% thumbs down. Although I do expect people to understand, to at least try and understand that I have to please a large audience, and it's not just about them. It's about everyone who subscribes. And I can't possibly, it is impossible, physically impossible for me to make enough videos that will keep all of my subscribers happy. It's just not possible. So if you subscribe and you only like teardowns, then don't complain about other videos. Just don't watch them. It's clearly in the title, because other people do. There'll be 50% of my audience will love mailbag, and they'll watch it. In fact, I know it's more than that, right? Because it's very popular. And yet it'll piss some people off because what's this mailbag? I don't want to watch mailbag. Well, it's not just about you. Sorry. I like making them. I make videos because I like making them. That's number one. Number two is that, yes, a lot of people like them. So just, shut up. Don't complain, So, yes, whereas other channels like, the Signal Path, for example, is, when you sign up to that channel, you know exactly what you're going to get. Sharia produces videos, produces consistent content. Alan, for example, what's his ham call sign? Sorry, AW. Sorry. He does very specific kind of videos. Although, he does a couple of different types. Although a better example, I think number one on the list for the lowest percentage of thumbs down was Afrotech Mods, right? Who hasn't done a video for ages, I don't think. I don't think I've seen one for many, many months. But that's his thing. He's busy working. He works for a living. Has a life outside of YouTube. So I think he gets the lowest percentage of thumbs down of any channel, I think, from memory, because every video he does is exactly the same as the one before. It's the same style, it's the same length, it's on the same topic. It'll be an electronics tutorial, it'll be highly polished. He spends like 30 or 40 hours producing each one, does the scripts and the voiceover and the animation, the whole thing. You get exactly what you want. So, so that's why he doesn't get many thumbs down, because everyone who subscribes gets exactly what they want with each video. Yes, W2AEW, thank you. You know, but even Alan, you know, W2AEW, he'll do videos. You know, a lot of people will only subscribe for his tutorials, for example, right? And, you know, he does excellent, you know, short-ish tutorial, you know, sometimes single take, although he's doing more polished videos these days. Yeah, a lot of people will just subscribe for just that, for the tutorials. And then he'll go off and do, you know, his hobby is like RF, you know, ham radio stuff, and he'll do vintage, you know, a vintage build of an old radio or something, which is, you know, not what people signed on for. So I think he might get some thumbs down for those, or, you know, things like that. You know, so yeah, so even his channel is not necessarily serving his audience every time, and that's just the way it is. Do I have any opinions on brand loyalty and fanism? No, somebody got my birthday wrong. No, that's not it. Is that what they were trying to do? Photonic induction. Yes, like, once again, I think photonic induction probably gets a low number of thumbs down. He's probably, you know, bottom of the list for thumbs down, because once again, you get pretty much the same, get what you expect every time out of photonic induction. So, you know, yeah, see? Chanter. Yeah, Alan's channel is fun except for the ham stuff, right? You don't like the ham stuff. Don't watch his ham videos. Easy, you know, don't thumbs him down. Like, thumbsing down should mean not because this is not the content you wanted to see, it's because it's a poor quality video, right? In whatever metric you use for poor quality, you know, if you really didn't, you know, if I rant on something and you didn't like my opinion, okay, thumbs it down. But don't thumbs it down because you don't want to watch those videos. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. But no matter how many times I say it, people won't do that. They'll just thumbs it down. You know, I've got serial haters, you know. As soon as I upload a video, within 1 minute of uploading my video, they have not watched it. Thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. It's funny. Yeah. So, yeah, I just don't understand people who complain about videos that they don't like. Just don't watch them. It's clear in the title. It's not like I give deceptive titles. When you see a title that says mailbag, when you see a title that says debunking, you know, like, you know what the video is going to be about. If you don't watch them, don't like them, don't watch them. Anyway, enough of that. I think I've eaten all my chocolate. Damn it. Oh dear. A lot of people don't remember that Photonic Induction did a photonic induction. He quit YouTube. So in our area, you know, in the engineering field, doing a photonic induction means quitting YouTube, you know. I'm very glad he came back, though. But, yeah, wow. Gutsy move. Yeah. What's my favourite scientist, engineer, innovator? Oh, I don't know. I don't have one. Sorry, I know that's boring. You know, a lot of people, Tesla, Maxwell. Do I understand people whose main activity is complaining only? Do I need to? No, I don't need to. But I like, you know, I do try and read all my comments, and I try and, like, you know, I don't just block people, you know, like, I could easily just block people, you know, oh, if you called me an idiot, I could just block you, but I don't, you know, like, unless you continually, every video, just harass me, then I might eventually block you. But, you know, like, I like to engage, like, why? You know, I can remember once, although this has happened quite a few times, somebody emailed me, and they said, you know, I'm unsubscribing. You know, what was the reason? oh, you hate Americans. I watched your latest video and you just hate Americans. He was obviously American, right? And I'm unsubscribing. And, I like, he talked about that video. So what I did, like, I was puzzled, right? That, because I can't remember which video it was, but I actually went back and watched the video. I took the effort to go back and watch the video, so I wasted, spent a lot of time watching the video, my own video back, going, where's he getting this from? How does he, like I said nothing in that video that could be, like, even remotely, would be hating on Americans. And so I was perplexed. So I emailed him back and said, look, I spent the effort to rewatch the video and I don't understand. What's your concern? And he goes, oh, you just hate Americans. And, yeah, occasionally I take the piss. It's what Australians do, And, and I tried to, and many emails later, we were corresponding and everything. I was spending so much, this is many hours of my life I'll never get back, just corresponding with one subscriber who didn't like my video, because, like, I like to think that I care, I wanted to know why he felt this way. And it turns out that he would have hated me anyway. Like, it doesn't matter what I did, he would have eventually hated me for something anyway. It was just that type of person. And, but I still spent many hours, corresponding and trying to understand his point of view. And, like, I just like to think that I do that. It's probably a complete waste of my time, and I should just ignore every bad comment or block or ban. But, I like to, especially if people get something wrong, I often will comment on my videos, and people will say, Dave, why are you responding to this person? Why do you respond to criticism like this? Geez, you must get all uptight. A lot of people think, oh, I must get real angry at criticism. No, I don't. I actively encourage criticism and feedback, and I read them. And I try and understand, and I try and comment on them. And just because it's something I like to do, and what was I going to say? I was sidetracked. My mind wanders. You have no idea what's going on up here. And so, like, why do I hate? Why do I, I must really get aggravated at all this negative feed, all this bad, bad comments and everything else. And no, a lot of the time, if I find somebody, a common complaint, for example, is that my videos aren't what they used to be, for example. Sorry, I'm not reading the comments. I'm just daydreaming. My videos aren't what they used to be. My videos were way better. I used to do more tutorials back in the day and blah, 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 or insert other complaint, right? So I actually go, no, I don't think this is right. So I actually, at one point, this was a few years back, maybe a year or two back, I actually went and looked at all my videos, and I actually did a spreadsheet, right, on paper. It's probably linked in somewhere. I've got a photo of it, and I linked it what category videos I did, and I went through like 100 or 200 videos, and I actually went and I compared it from my my first 200 videos or so, my first 100 videos, to like 100 videos from 4 to 500 or something, or 5 to 600 or whatever. And it turns out that I'm actually doing the same amount of content and the same varied content, and given the fact that I've added a few extra segments and stuff that I didn't used to do back in the percentage was still the same. So these people were actually wrong, because they had a, and I like people setting, if people, have an opinion, but I know it's wrong, like it's just fundamentally wrong, then I'll try and explain to them why it's wrong. And I actually went through and did the data, and I go, look, here's the data. Here's why you're wrong. You're just remembering the good videos that you liked, and think that I'm not doing them anymore, and think that I was doing more of them back then when I really wasn't. It was like 1 in every 5 videos or 1 in every 10, yet you remember them, and which is fine. That's just human nature. People actually remember them, but I like to try and change people's mind with data and facts if I can. That's just Anyway, hi from the UK. All right. Oh. Any dream subject video on my mind? What would I do next if I could do it now? I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. There's this one that I need to contact somebody. I mentioned it before. I need to contact somebody, get permission, get the right date, drive a long way, and shoot some video. But I really talk about AVE. I'm sorry, I have no real opinion of AVE. I've seen the odd video. I kind of like them. I got no problems. I think I subscribe to his channel, but I don't get the email updates. I don't watch enough of AVE's stuff to have an opinion. People seem to be very polarized on AVE. AVE actually approached me, and this is public knowledge. It's in the forum. AVE actually approached me. Sorry, I forget his real name, even if it's don't even know if it's even public. Anyway, he emailed me and said, hey, you know, I don't really want to set up my own forum. You know, I don't want to start from scratch. But, you know, I've got a large audience who would love to discuss my videos. I'd love to have like a forum. And can I potentially use a part of the EEVblog forum, set up a separate section to have AVE viewers? And that would be his like official forum, you know, would be a part of the EEVblog forum. And I thought, oh, it's probably not a bad idea, you know, I can't see why not, but I'll ask. So I asked on the EEVblog forum, and everyone said, I think I had a poll. I actually polled everyone on the forum, and everyone said no, bad idea, because it will draw in a different audience, a non-electronic audience, and the forum will be flooded with, you know, people said, oh, crap talk, you know, and all that sort of stuff, but non-electronics focused talk. And so I said, no, sorry, I don't think we should do it. And AVE, actually, he was watching the thread and he came to the same conclusion, yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. So we didn't do that. But I don't know enough about AVE's audience I don't watch enough of his videos, sorry. The stuff I've seen is good. I don't know what people complain about. So, yeah. Can't understand what AVE is saying. What does it keep your dick in a vice? Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I love that line. You know, I don't know what it means. I'm not... but it's funny. What's up? Oh, BigClive.com. Big Clive is here. Hey, Big Clive. How you doing? Big Clive in the house, folks. If you haven't subscribed to Big Clive's channel, I think I'm a subscriber to your channel, Big Clive. Although I don't think I've set it to auto-update to get your new videos. I don't think I've set it. So I'm, subscribed to far too many channels. I should set it up. But check out Big Clive's channel. Yes. Did somebody prompt you on Twitter or something that I'm talking, that people are talking about you on this forum? I see quite a few people have mentioned you. You're popular. Keep your stick on the ice. What? He's riffing. Oh, okay. I don't understand stick on the ice. I don't. Right. Oh, is that a hockey term? Right. Maybe. Yeah. Clive is a Scotsman. Yeah, I probably didn't want to insult you and say Pom. That might be an insult. There you go, your biggest fans here. Big Clive. I assume it's the legit Big Clive. Although you've got to have a YouTube account to comment here, don't you? So I assume it is. You can't fake it. Big Clive and Dave at the same time. Yay. I could have Big Clive on, but I don't think I could. Can I invite? No, I can't invite people on because this is not a YouTube hangout. This is not a hangout, right? Is that correct? We want a Big Clive and EEVblog collaboration. I've always wanted to do a collab video, but you got to do it right. You know, you can't just Like, I love the way that a lot of the science YouTubers do it. You know, the Veritasiums and the Smarter Everydays. They do really great collaboration videos, and they're highly polished, and they shoot material that blends together when they both do a video. They're so clever at it. I don't think I'm clever enough to do something like that. So, although, you know, it's worth a try. It's worth a try. As I said, I wanted to do a Thunderfoot. Wanted to get Thunderfoot on one of my videos. Maybe if I do another solar roadways or debunking, where I could make use of Thunderfoot's skills. So, no, don't take responsibility for anyone's death, Big Clive. How big are you, Big Clive? You look big. Big fella. Big Scotsman. What's my opinion on consumer 3D printing? 3D printers are shit. They are so not ready for consumer use. Yes, it is the real Big Clive. Big Clive's in the house. How many subscribers you got, Big Clive? I haven't looked at your channel for a while. Love your beard, by the way. I couldn't grow a beard to save my life. Hey, why are only 5 videos? Look, I'll drag this over. I'll drag this over. Hopefully there's nothing here, and I'll get that out of the road. Why does your YouTube channel only show 3 videos? Look, uploads. That's kind of... I think you haven't set up your channel, Big Clive. Although if I go into videos, I'm sure they're all there. So, yep, they're all there. There you go. Anyway, you got 105,000. Beauty. Did you get your YouTube Silver Award? I waited 2 years to get my YouTube Silver Award. I was at 300,000 subscribers before I got my Silver Award for 100,000. So, there you go. I love how you do just, you know, debunkings and teardowns and, you know, shoddy products and stuff like that. Keep it up. There's not enough people on YouTube calling out shonky products, that's for sure. So, yep. My window is back. Oh, I'm not subscribed. Is that why I'm not seeing it? Oh, sorry. Big Clive, I will now... Aren't I subscribed? I'm pretty sure I was subscribed to you. Sorry. I'm now subscribed. There you go. I am now subscribed. So, yeah, I'm subscribed to far too many channels. Can I do a video explaining breakthrough star shot? What is breakthrough star shot? Oh, is that thing, Stephen Hawking thing about sending the little probes out to the stars? Is that what it is? That Clive is fake. Somebody's... What? Dun, 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 dun. This is fake, Dave. Clive is real. Yep, I'm fake. Can you probe me? Sounds nasty. Oh, so what is Big Clive in here a fake? Really? Ah, really? If you click on his name, Big Clive's in here is a fake. We're all duped, were we? Where's Big Clive? Where's one of his posts? Did we get duped? I can't see his name. There we go. 4 videos. Ah, subscribe 5. Yeah, fake. Yep. Fake. Fake. That's not the real Big Clive. Unless it's another one. And, oh, I didn't show you. Yes. BigClive.com. Fake. Fake. 5 subscribers. What's going on there? Prove you're real, Big Clive. Da, 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 da. Yeah, okay, Breakthrough Starshot is the new space program, the Stephen Hawking thing. And is Mark Zuckerberg involved or something? Facebook involved? Or some crap like that? Yes, I've heard of Lewis Rossman. Yes, just remind me if you want me to talk about Lewis again. I can do that. What was I talking about? Starshot. I didn't know its name. What was it? Something Starshot. Yeah, like, great idea, but it's got to be totally impractical. You can't send, like, they're talking about, like, micro-sized probes and crap. Like, are you kidding me? You know, like, they're talking about, yeah, it's got to have it'll have the power source and sensors, and they send out these tiny probes because they're tiny, they weigh nothing. You can get huge speeds on them. Yeah, and you can get, yes, you probably can send it and get to, you know, the nearest star in, you know, 10 years or whatever. But, you know, accelerate it to like 1/10 of the speed of light, for example, right? 10-20% of the speed of light, maybe, I don't know. But like, how are you going to drive the thing? How are you going to propel the thing? How are you going to, like just a nuclear thermoelectric generator, for example? Like you can't fit them in a tiny, or maybe you can get little thermoelectric generators, but it's not going to last for, like, and sensors. And I think it's been discussed on the forum, I think, and people are talking about how, you know, how it'll get shot off course. Like, you can't accurately navigate a probe which weighs practically nothing. I'm not sure of the physics behind that. I don't know whether or not that's a valid complaint, but there's got to be a ridiculous amount of engineering in feasibility in this. There's probably a dozen showstoppers. Like, so yes, great idea. I love it. I support it. But if it's not practical, if it's just another U-beam or another batterizer or another solar freaking roadways idea, which is just impractical in the real world, then, well, don't waste a cent on it, right? And you should be able to do back-of-the-envelope stuff, right? Get a bunch of experts in a room, do a back-of-the-envelope stuff. Is this feasible or not? You would think they'd already done that, right? But, hey, even experts can be, you know, biased in terms of, oh, I can get funding. I can get funding for this. Who cares if it's impractical? You know, funding for the next 10 years. Woo! Like, you know. Tell us about Lewis Rossman. What would you like to know? I like Lewis. I like Lewis. He's awesome. I love people who are outspoken like that. And he's just not afraid to tell it like it is. And I like that. Huge thumbs up. I love it. Oh, I know a lot of people don't like him because he's too opinionated. Well, screw you. You know, like, if you don't like his opinions, don't watch. Right? I like the way he does stuff. I like the way he does stuff. And he does, yeah, excellent repair tutorials that nobody else is doing. Fantastic. So, yes, more power to him. I don't understand the hate. Well, the internet's a hateful place, you know, especially YouTube. And, yeah, I think he does get a disproportionate amount of hate. So, they are powered by laser and reach 20% of the speed of light. Right, okay, so laser's going to push them. You have to deploy a solar sail to capture enough energy from the laser, don't you? Like, you can't just have a probe this big and expect to shoot a laser when it's like 10 million kilometers out, right? Sounds implausible to me. Anyway. What do I think of my viewers' reaction to the Keysight multimeter destruction video? Oh, hilarious. Hilarious. Once again, a bunch of, okay, I'm not going to call them idiots. It's the wrong term. But they won't admit when they're wrong. You know, that's the thing. Okay, right, somebody will come on here and say, my channel's gone to hell. Right, the EEVblog channel has gone to, insert term here, right? It's gone downhill because I'm just smashing stuff for views, right? This is what I talked about before. This is why I will respond to them, because they're fundamentally wrong, right? They're demonstrably wrong, and I can prove it, right? It's not going to get any more views, okay? It's not like I'm destroying an iPhone with a blender, right? I'm not going to get 1 million views for doing this. So, them saying I'm doing it for the views, it is complete and utter bullshit. I've done multimeter destructions before, and they don't get a huge number of views. My original one, back in episode number 66, right? That was that has got 40,000 views in 4 years? 5 years, is it? It might be 6 years. I think it's 6 years. 44,000 views or something like that in that order in like 5 or 6 years, right? It is clearly, and I've done another one with an X-Tech meter. It got not many at all, right? So for me to destroy multimeters does not get views, and I know this. I have data to back it up. So if you think I'm doing it just to get the views, you're an idiot, okay? You're demonstrably wrong, okay? And if you still believe that after I explain it to you, and don't make me get it, you can go look at the stats yourself, and if you still don't understand that, then you're an idiot, okay? If after I haven't explained to you, if you still believe that I'm doing it for the views, you're an idiot. Demonstrably wrong. Point 1. Point 2. My channel has changed. It's gone downhill. Like, hello? I did exactly the same video 6 years ago, and I became semi-famous for it, right? One of the number one requested thing when people visit the lab here, the number one requested thing they want to see after meeting me and shaking my hand and taking a photo is they want to see the Fluke 28 multimeter that I destroyed, right? It kind of like made my reputation. Oh, I'm that crazy guy on YouTube. He destroyed the multimeter, that torture tested the Fluke 28. And I sort of, in the industry, I sort of, that's a video people remember. Sort of became semi-famous in the industry because of that. It was a popular video at the time. So yeah, it did get the views at the time, but it didn't get sensational views, but it got, as many views as most of my other videos, or maybe slightly more at the time. But it hasn't gone on to get repeat views, though. It's still 44,000 after 4 years, but 6 years. So my channel has always done this. I've always torture tested stuff. There's other stuff which I've torture tested. My channel has a history of doing this. So if you're saying my channel's gone downhill because I'm just destroying stuff pointlessly, you're demonstrably wrong. And after having that explained to you, you should go, oh, okay, you've always done it. I didn't know that. Thanks, Dave. But they don't. They just keep harping on and on. Idiots. Wow. And it's like, you don't understand that. And point three, Keysight gave me that multimeter specifically so that I could destroy it. They wanted me to destroy it, okay? So it's not just me destroying some random bit of kit. They wanted me to. They wanted me to do it. They wanted me to test its claims, right? And so I did and had fun with it, So, boy, and that could have gone to someone, who really needs it. Well, geez, I've given away plenty of multimeters over the years. And yes, but there's a valid reason for doing that. It's IP67 rated, it's 3-meter drop proof. People want to know. It's part of, you have to destroy it in order to find where the breaking point is. So, those people just, they just annoy me and make me laugh at the same time. They're just clueless. They're absolutely clueless. Boy. Anyway. Yeah, everyone's a critic. I'm not going to give myself a heart attack. People think that I get so worked up about this stuff. I don't give a shit. I laugh at people who do this sort of stuff. But I get animated. I'm animated. People think I get so pissed off that my blood pressure's going up and I'm going to explode. No, I'm just, if anything, it's more frustration trying to explain to people when they're wrong and why they're wrong. I will never, ever get upset and say, in fact, I'll thank people for their feedback. If you say, I did not like this video for whatever reason, great. Okay, that's nice, constructive feedback. It's excellent. And the other thing is, I hate people who, it really gets under my skin, people who try and claim that they speak for my audience. It's like, your channel's going downhill, you're going to destroy it. You may think you can only speak for yourself, and they try and speak for others. Oh, everyone hates they'll say everyone hates these videos. And, you have no clue. You can only speak for yourself. So shut up trying to speak for other people. It just frustrates me. So I don't get, people think it increases my blood pressure, I'm going to have a heart attack or something. It's just crazy. It's not going to happen. No, I just get animated. New versus old Star Trek films. I like the old ones. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Jim. You watch my channel because I'm me. I am me. I don't know how to be anything else. I can't act. What you see on the channel is the real me. Oh, Big Clive, you were duping? Your channel's a duplicate, is it? No, Jerry Ellsworth doesn't do videos anymore. No, she's doing her company, her virtual reality company. She's been on that for 2 or 3 years now. She hasn't done a video that I'm aware of. The number of dislikes has doubled, has it? No, 6. 424 people watching. Wow. There you go. Oh, yeah, it has doubled. Number of dislikes has doubled. Yes, I've got, I've got my Spartan Race t-shirt. Reebok Spartan Race, the Super. Yes, I just did the 14K Super race. Any other outdoor activities? Well, I used to be really into geocaching. Used to be huge into the geocaching community. I even used to edit the Geocaching Australia newsletter. That's how much I was into geocaching and canyoning, of course. Bushwalking. But no, I'm really into the adventure obstacle racing now. I love them. I've done a dozen now, I think. I think I've done a dozen events. I've done Spartan 4 times now. I think 3 or 4 times. 4. Yeah. Why does your school still teach TTL and CMOS? Because it's still important. You might need some jelly bean logic. And also it teaches you fundamentals of the operating voltages and thresholds and, rise and fall time, all sorts of things. It can teach you a lot. So that's why they still teach it. I think they should. Oh, goodness. Here we go. What do I think of Bernie Sanders running for US president? Oh, does anyone want to hear my opinion on the US election? I don't know if you do. I'm just an Australian. I'm not really, I don't have a vested interest. Well, I kind of do because it affects the world, like it affects all sorts of things. I should do a video about my underwater acoustic background. I've done the odd one. Not really. It's not hugely interesting. Yeah, sure. No. Yes, lots of yeses, nos, lots of yeses. How am I going to organise an EEVblog event in Melbourne? I don't live in Melbourne. Well, look, okay, look, like, what are there? Are there 3 top runners at the moment, or are there still 4? I mean, there's Donald Trump, there's Hillary, and there's Bernie, right? Or you can say it's like Hillary and Bernie. Like, who's the other one? Ted Cruz, is he still the other Republican front runner, or whatever? No, stop it. Somebody's saying stop it. Trump, Hillary, Bernie, right? Are they still the 3 that have the most chance? No, stick with electronics. Anyway, yes, Trump and Cruz. Half of me wants Trump to win, right? Half of me really wants Trump to win because, it's just sticking it to the establishment. The guy doesn't. I don't think the guy is bought by anyone. Like, the guy, nobody owns him, nobody controls him. I love that. I love that. And the guy would be freaking, just from a comedy point of view, I would love to have Trump. I'd love to see Trump. Half of me would love to see Trump win, just because, haha, America, sucked in. This is your own fault. You elected Trump. But it'd just be so funny. But I know, the guy's, the guy's a lunatic. So, he's unsuitable for running a country. So clearly, for practical reasons, he should not be president. As much as, it'd be so funny to see him win. I would just be in stitches forever. What stupid thing's he going to do next? Kind of thing. Right? He's going to unsub. It's just he's just hilarious. No, practically no, he should not be running the country. But holy shit, can you just? I'm sorry. It's just endless comedy gold if he wins. It's kind of like, and our, Tony Abbott, when he got in, when idiots in Australia elected Tony Abbott. It wasn't me. Don't blame me. He was just comedy gold. But he was just so bad. Not stupid bad. Just so George Bush stupid. Not, crazy psycho, kind of was. Yeah, he's kind of all of that. But, ultimately, kind of harmless. Whereas Trump is, harmless stupid. Trump is probably not harmless stupid. So, yeah. So, no, he shouldn't win. Hillary, Jesus. There's possibly no more evil person who's ever run for president than Hillary, perhaps. That's just but yeah, I know, she is just, she's so bought and paid for establishment. It's just terrible. But ultimately, if it was, if you had to choose between her and Trump, probably the lesser of both evils is probably going to be Hillary, because Trump's too unpredictable. At least Hillary is probably bought and paid for predictable establishment. So in terms of probably, not starting World War III or something like that, even though she's an evil warmongering you know, person. Like ultimately, it's like establishment, more of the same, more of, whoever bought and paid for Obama, like it's probably just more of the same. No, you can't trust Hillary. No way. She'll flip-flop on every single, whoever pays her the most money. She'll do whatever in the best interest. But Bernie, yes, I like Bernie. I don't like everything. Like, I haven't seen enough of their stuff. I'm not following the election so closely that I really have a valid, informed opinion on it. But the stuff I've seen of Bernie is that, yeah, he's the real deal, and yeah, if you don't want to vote for a complete and utter establishment loony or nutcase, probably Bernie. Do you have any other choice? I'm not sure how the US election system works. Like, do you have to choose? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, like if you had to ask me who would I like to see win it, I would probably have to say Bernie, because he's the underdog. Australians like the underdog, right? And he's just non-establishment. And the guy hasn't flip-flopped on issues, I don't think, anyway. Maybe he has, but like a lot of stuff he has not flip-flopped on for, his entire career. So I do like his independent sort of streak. And they reckon that if Trump actually wins the, I don't know how the system works again, I don't know the correct terminology, but if he wins the Republican ticket, they won't endorse him or something like that, and he might have to run as an independent or something. And so I'm not sure how that would work. I don't know why there's not more independent people. I don't know why a president should be part of a party. Like a president of a nation should be, unbiased. I mean, his sole role, I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong, but the two main roles of a president is to be commander-in-chief, make the big decisions regarding war and all that sort of crap, and two is the only real power that they have is to veto any bill that goes through, right? That might get passed by your houses of parliament or whatever they are, your Senate and all that sort of jazz. One of his real big powers is to, veto a bill, and things like that. And really, you really should have somebody independent doing this. The fact that they're tied to a party, it's just bullshit, And, but same thing here in Australia. One of the two party, technically a third party could come up and win a majority of the seats, and then the head of that party becomes our prime minister. We don't actually elect, which is different. Whereas you Yanks, you elect a president. We don't elect the head of this country. We don't elect the prime minister. We don't go in to our voting booth and have the form and vote for Kevin Rudd or vote for, vote for a person to be prime minister. We would vote for a party, and the head of the party at that time becomes prime minister. Which is why we've changed prime ministers quite a few times, because the party have rolled them, the party have gotten fed up with whoever's leading the party or happens to be prime minister. They roll them, and a new person heads the party, and they instantly become prime minister. So that's how it works. Goldie Wilson. Yes, Goldie Wilson for president. Yes, vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro. Yeah. What happens in the USA affects here as well. So so I do follow it. Dave is the man. Thank you. Would people vote for me? I don't know. Yeah, if I'm going to run, I would not run for a party. I'd run as an independent. There's just not enough independence in politics. I hate voting for a party because, it's just, just pisses me off. Like, in my local seat here, my local area, my local seat, they call it. There was the last election. There were no independents, and I seriously thought that I would run. I still like just for kicks, maybe. Like if I can get like 5,000 votes or something, they pay for your next election cycle. They pay you to, the government pays you to run again or something. How old am I? I'm old. Yeah, I thought like there's no independent I could vote for, and that pissed me off, So yeah, I don't know. Yep. Actually, Dick Smith for PM. Yeah, the interesting thing is, last time, there was big talk in this country about becoming a republic, i.e. we would have a president, we would, absolve from the Commonwealth, we wouldn't have the Queen anymore, we wouldn't be part of the Commonwealth, we become a republic, the Republic of Australia or whatever. And we actually had a vote. We actually had a nationwide vote, whether or not and I think it was, I think mostly people still voted, well, we did vote to remain as part of the Commonwealth, the Queen is our head of state. And but I can remember at the time that all this stuff was raised, and we had the referendum and everything else, and everyone was voting. Everyone, naturally people would say, well, if we did become a republic, we'd have to vote in a president, and who should it be? And I think Dick Smith's name was like pretty much top of the list. Everyone was saying Dick Smith for president, Yeah, sorry, if you're not Australian, you don't know who Dick Smith is. Go and Google him. Yeah, and it was like, and I think Dick Smith actually formally came out and said, no, I would not accept it because I would, if I was going to be head of a country, I would want to be a total dictator. He wanted to be a dictator, because that's the only way to get stuff done. And he's probably right. Like politics is just too many compromises. Anyway. Have I ever tried weed? No, I haven't. I'm not into drugs. No, cigarettes, drugs, alcohol. No, it doesn't interest me in the least. No. The odd person still wants me to stop talking about politics, but, I can talk about politics till the cows come home. What next? Religion, somebody said. Oh, yeah, you can talk about religion if you want. Why am I not qualified to be president? Why am I not qualified to be president of Australia? If we became a republic, I could run. Why not? Gillard, we could end up as Julia Gillard as president. Scary thought. I actually, sorry, I'm going to continue to talk about politics. Why not? I was brought up. Julia Gillard, when she first became Prime Minister, we didn't vote for her at the time. She actually rolled Kevin Rudd in a coup, and she took over and became our Prime Minister. I actually thought that was the coolest thing ever. I didn't know much about her. Like, I didn't really have any opinion on it, but I love the fact that A, she was our first female Prime Minister. B, she was our first red-headed female Prime Minister, and C, she was our first atheist red-headed Prime Minister. Like the triple whammy. Like, all she needed to be was like gay, and that would have completed the set or something of like the most radical, Prime Minister ever. So I just thought from that aspect it was really cool that technically Australia had a red-headed atheist female Prime Minister. Like fantastic. Like you can't get, like, that's an awesome combination, right? And I just thought that was cool. Like, whereas you poor Yanks will never get an atheist. I don't think I will live, well, what am I going to live for, another 40 years or something, maybe, if I'm lucky. While I'm still conscious and anyway, I may not live to see an openly atheist US president. Oh, Bernie's probably a closet atheist. I reckon Obama's probably an atheist too. I reckon he probably is. In fact, he's savage. I think I've seen an old talk of his he gave at some university somewhere where he really savaged, religion and stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if he's a closet atheist. And how did Australia get the masses away from religious BS and come out of the closet? We've just, Australia has always been a no bullshit nation. We don't like bullshit here, and even though this is the good thing this year, kind of. The good thing is, what's the time? 12 o'clock. I can't go on forever. How long have I been going? 2.5 hours. Yeah, I'm going to have to stop it at 3 or something. I'm going to have to stop shortly. Anyway, where was I? Yes. If you look at the official Bureau of Statistics in Australia, yes, it says technically the majority of people still have some religion here, whatever religion that happens to be, some generic Christianity crap, right? And what am I saying? Yeah, so they're the official stats, but only because our census, which happens every 4 years or whatever, is deliberately worded so that it makes people pick, or it really encourages subconsciously people to pick the religion of their upbringing rather than whether or not they're religious now. And the wording has been terrible, and I'm absolutely sure it has skewed the results drastically. But this year, actually, which I helped, I was part of this, I put in my complaint, right? Back when the census this year, they said, if you had any feedback on what we should put in the census, this was a couple of years back, right? And so I submitted a thing along with a whole bunch of atheists, submitted stuff to the Bureau of Statistics and why that question in the census should be reworded. And there were several, and they actually did it. They took it on board. It was the number one thing that they got feedback on in the census, I believe, was the number one thing by an order of magnitude that people complained about, was the religious question in the census that was skewing the data. And so they've changed it, but not a huge amount. They've actually put no religion first on the list, I think it is from memory, and they've put it first, which helps. But we atheists really wanted a checkbox first, are you religious? Yes, no. Are you religious now? Yes, no. And then a lot of people, and then the people who really don't give a shit about religion would have ticked no and just gone on to it. And only if you tick yes, then does it give you options. So hopefully the census this year will skew that data back to more like what it truly is. But yeah, really, we are we're essentially a secular nation. Although the thing I hate, once again, back to politics. Penn Jillette. I love Penn Jillette. Yeah. Has commercialized Christianity. Pick your favorite. Penn Jillette. Watch the numbers drop off now that I'm talking about politics and religion. The numbers are just going to plummet. People are just going to vanish. Are the numbers dropping? No. Okay. And what was I talking about? Sidetracked again. Someone help me. Jeez, I lost it. I'm gone. Mental block. Data. Oh, yes. Yes, religion is complete bollocks. Greatest scam in the history of mankind. Penn Jillette, yeah. Look, if you don't know who Penn Jillette is, part of Penn and Teller, the magic duo. Penn and Teller's bullshit TV series, excellent. Yeah, he's a huge atheist. He's got a written atheist book. Yeah, in our parliament still, every day when our parliament meets, they still recite the Lord's Prayer. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, and like half the parliamentarians just stand outside and have a smoko, while the Speaker of the House is reciting the Lord's Prayer. Blah, blah. Kidding me? Unbelievable. It's disgusting. Anyway. I need my sleep. Does it look like I need sleep? I don't know. I just got back from holidays. Had 4 days off. 4 days off. So that's why I've done no videos last week. Like, religion is done unless people want me to talk more. Thank you, Shane. Been a subscriber for years. Oh. Am I the only sibling? No, I have a sister. I have an older sister. No, I haven't checked out the Movi speech recognition shield. I got no idea. I don't remember what my first electronics project was. Sorry, I was too young. Why do I feel what way, Mr. Rant? Why? Why do I feel what way? Religion is not a tradition, it's a cult. Yeah. Feminist religion. New age feminism. Don't get me started. Yes, religion is a system of fear. Dave, can I make a Let's Play? I don't know. I don't really game anymore. I used to be into gaming. Yeah, it's a crutch for the weak-minded. Yep. Yeah, you're all right. Do I like memes? Yeah, I like a good meme. Oof. Spintronics. I don't know what Spintronics is. I've vaguely heard of it, but I don't. Whoa, what was that about? Thunder... Sargon or Thunderfoot? I've been watching a bit of Sargon recently. Thunderfoot doesn't do enough anti-religion stuff now. Why do people laugh at Creationist Part 35? Like you can't get enough of that stuff. Yes, YouTube is still my main income. Yep. Well, not YouTube as such. My still the majority of my income comes from my the ads on my website and forum. So yes, website and forum revenue, ad revenue, then maybe YouTube, then maybe equal with YouTube is probably my sales of microcurrents and products, and then Gamergate. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Yes, laughing at creationists. If you haven't seen Thunderfoot's laughing at why do people laugh at creationists, do yourself a favour. So there's like 35 parts or something. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Have you ever listened to Stefan Molyneux? He's a creationist, right? Is he? I think I might have seen piss takes of him or something if I'm thinking about the correct person. Playlists on my channel, please. I've got playlists. I've got playlists for everything. Every new video I put up, I put in a playlist. Oh, you mean playlists of other things that I like, maybe. Oh, all right. Yeah, I could. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. What is Gamergate? Don't Google it. It's soul destroying. Who is my favourite comedian? Well, I went to see Ross Noble for the 5th time last week, went to see Ross Noble, had front row centre. Boom. Yeah, caught his sweat. Ross Noble's awesome. But Robin Williams, sadly. Do I believe in aliens? I want to believe. Just like everyone, right? Hang on. Did you come to the conclusion of atheists? Was it upbringing or choice? Good question. I'll get back to the aliens. Yes, I watch Smarter every day. Yes, I do know he's religious. I talked about that before. Too many things. Yeah, no, my family were never religious, so I was never brought up that way. And then, before the internet came along, I started calling myself an atheist. It was just like religious was such bullshit to me. Like, it was such obviously demonstrable bullshit that, you had to be so delusional to actually believe it. It just seemed so obvious that it was just bullshit. There was no epiphany moment or anything like that, Aliens. Aliens. Yes, I want to believe, but no. I mean, are they visiting us? No, they're not. What a crock of shit. Like anyone, I'd love to believe it. I actually like alien conspiracies and stuff like that. Like, it's just funny to believe that, it's all happening and stuff like that. But it's not. It's just ridiculous. But yes, is there life out there? There's got to be. Sheer statistics doesn't lie. And the most fundamental elements in the universe, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, we're made of this stuff. We're made of the most common stuff in the universe. And to think that hasn't been replicated somewhere else is just, it's got to be 100% certainty that there's life of some form or another. Intelligent life, I really wanted SETI to work. I was of the opinion that SETI would work and we'd pick something up, but I don't think so. I think what's the name for it? The probability of finding, extra, intelligent life out there, like the distances are just so huge, and it takes signals so long to get here that it's millions of years in the past, right? And then that civilization has to be transmitting, they've got to be at the right point in their development cycle where they develop technology to transmit. And who knows, we may be incredibly rare as a species that, has the ability, technology to travel to other planets and, travel the solar system and perhaps the galaxy in, 1,000 years or something. I don't know. But yeah, to have that technology and the technology to transmit, to actually transmit our presence and things like that, that may be incredibly rare. But, and with the expansion of the universe and galaxies just flying away, I don't know. I'm still hopeful that we'll find something. I think we should be spending money on it. I really do. I think it's something we should be, that's very worthwhile doing. So, yep, but no, they're not visiting us, Yeah, I actually retweeted that alien wow signal. Some researcher is crowdfunding to the wow signal from 40 years ago, the famous wow signal. We've discovered alien life, but it turns out it's most likely a pulsar or, I think the latest theory is that two asteroids actually colliding in space in the one spot. And this guy wants to raise money. Apparently they're going to come close or they're going to hit again in 2 years' time. And he wants to raise money to point a radio dish out, like a 3-meter dish. That's all he needs, apparently. Why? Surely somebody's got a 3-meter dish that's willing to point it there when the time comes. I don't know why he needs to necessarily raise money for that. Drake equation. Yes, yes, yes. The Fermi paradox. Yes, that's the terms I was looking for. Thank you. Yep. 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 From what country do I get most viewers from? America. US. About 20%, maybe. People think it's like it's half. It's not half. It's like it's not even, it's barely a quarter. It's like a fifth to a quarter, depending on which metric you take. But yeah, US, and then Germany and UK, and then Australia, Canada. Those are the like top 5. Yeah, ancient megalithic structures. I used to be into archaeoastronomy. You know, like I've read a lot of archaeoastronomy books, like 15, 20 years ago. You know, I was really into that, about how, you know, ancient structures, the pyramids and Mayan and other ancient structures, actually, there was a lot of knowledge that went into them about the cosmos, you know, and yeah, you know, but they weren't built by aliens and shit like that. They were just very clever. Like the how do you pronounce it? I'm going to get it wrong. The Antikythera mechanism. If you don't know what that is, Google it. I'm sure Google will correct your spelling. The Antikythera mechanism. You know, how many years old? That's 2,000 years old or something. And the amount of stuff they could predict with that thing, it was just incredible, you know. So, yeah. But no, they didn't visit and build the pyramids. That's just rubbish. Oof, I've got to call it quits soon, guys. It's like 2.5 hours at least, 3 hours. Any last? I love the dumpster videos. Any more on the way? I haven't found anything recently. There's been nothing down there. It's been empty. So I don't know whether or not they're cleaning it out more regularly. Maybe I have to go there daily again, because I'm only going a couple of times a week now. But it used to, like, it's kept spotless now. There's hardly anything down there. So I don't know whether they're really going to town cleaning it daily, or whether or not people, like, there's just not companies moving in and out and replacing stuff. I don't know, just a lull period. Any info on the Back to the Future t-shirt of mine? I got banned from using the term flux capacitor. NBC Universal took down my thing because I used the term flux capacitor. You can still buy my t-shirt if you want my Back to the Future t-shirt. It's called the Fluxgate Condenser. Fluxgate Condenser. So, yep, just look up Fluxgate Condenser t-shirt and you'll see it, or it's linked on my website in the merch section, I think. So you can still get it if enough, like if 15 people sign up. So if 15 people now go sign up, it'll instantly get, actually, it will get, once it hits 15, they'll automatically print it. So, but you can sign up, and as soon as it hits 15, it'll get printed. So it's good. Teespring's good like that. Crack the back. Good posture. Good posture. How can you get blocked from using the term flux capacitor? NBC Universal own the rights to Back to the Future, and they think they own the term flux capacitor. And they have a whole bunch of lawyer bots go around and take down any mention of flux capacitor on t-shirts, merchandise, all sorts of stuff. Yep. Arseholes. Please do video on PCB layout. I've done videos on PCB layout. Although I do have some old footage, like a couple of years old, of me laying out a board. Like it's a time lapse of me laying out like 10 hours of laying out a board, and it's like compressed to like 30 minutes or something. And I was going to add some commentary on top of that and actually release it. But I've already done that exact same video. I've done a video of me laying out a board and in time lapse and putting commentary on top. So I don't know whether or not I'll bother to do that again. But I do have footage that I could do, that I could use. It's just sitting there. I have no idea why my site was down a while back. I already gave tips before. Sorry, I'm not going to... In college, you'll have to watch the stream again. It'll be recorded. It'll go up. Just watch it again. I spoke for 5 minutes on that, I think. Do I like programming? Yeah. I used to be into I didn't do electronic stuff for ages. Once when I was a kid, and I was really into programming. And no, I'm not a diver. And, you know, but yeah, these days it's just a means to an end, you know. But I used to like programming for the sake of programming. I've written many 10,000 plus line long programs just for fun, you know. Stayed up 48-hour programming marathons. Jeez, that's taking me back. Somebody set Cullen straight on the Altium campus. For those who want to know, to rent the Altium building, 4,000 square meters, would cost roughly in the order of $1.4 million a year, not including outgoings, which, you know, your rates and everything else, you know, and power to power the thing. Like, come on. Come on. Where's the family today? They're still at home. Like, this should be a family day, but because we just had a holiday, I'm doing some stuff today. But after this, I probably need to go back home and be with the family. So, you know, I've already said where David 2's gone. All right, I'm going to have to call it quits, guys. Like, I'll be here forever. I'm a millionaire. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Mikey. Yep. 48-hour programming. Yeah, I used to stay up for 48 hours straight and program. Yeah, back in the day. Me and a friend of mine, we used to have programming contests, so you could come up with the tightest, fastest algorithm. You know, I won. Those were the days. Jeez, that was 20 years ago. More. Oof. Anyway, yeah, thanks. Yeah, everyone's saying see ya. Yeah, I'm going to call it quits. Otherwise, I'll just, you know, I'll just keep talking all day. I will. I can't help myself. So thank you everyone for joining me. This was just an impromptu kind of thing after the draw. So hopefully it's all saved live on YouTube. So, yep. I'm out of here. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time.